What's going on, guys? Aaron Goldsten here. And in this video I want to talk about Robert Kiyosaki and his cash flow quadrant. And the reason I'm making this video is for the last 15 years I've started over a dozen businesses. I've listened to over 10,000 hours of self-improvement of how to make money and wealth creation principles. And I really got started with Robert Kiyosaki. So what I want to do in this video is just talk a little bit about him and his cash flow quadrant and how to get wealthy. And then I want to go over some of the steps that he teaches because he is just a fantastic guy. His principles are simple, they're easy to understand, and they get you thinking like they're rich. See, that's one of the most important things if you want to get wealthy, is mindset. It's how you think. It's how you view the world, how you view money, and it's really not, see, a lot of people think it's working hard, right? You know, if you get rich, you got to work uber duper hard. And working hard is important. It's important to work hard, but what's more important is working smart. And that's basically what Robert Kiyosaki teaches you. So I'd like to go over the cash flow quadrant with you. And at the end, I'm going to give you a little tip, a little loophole that the cash flow quadrant has on how you can kind of get through it faster. So I wrote it down for you right here. And if you know anything about Robert Kiyosaki, you've probably seen this before. You got the employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. And I really want to break it down so you really understand it and you can see how, regardless of where you're at in this, or even if you don't have a job, how you can, in not as much time as you think, become massively wealthy and make a lot of money, and that way you have the money to do the things that you want to do, right? So the first thing is the employee. And this is pretty much where almost everybody is. You say 95+% of America, percent of the world is an employee. That's where most people are, and that is also the worst place to be in. I will explain why. When you're an employee, when you work for someone, you have no control of anything. You have a boss that tells you when you're going to come to work, when you're going to leave work, what you're going to do at work, how you're going to talk, what you're going to dress like. I call it volunteer slavery. A job is basically a volunteer slavery. That's an employee. And you'll hear people all the time. I was talking to this one guy. He was telling me how, and this guy's a hard worker, showed up on time, did what he was supposed to do. He's had 3 different jobs that he stuck with for a long time that both went under, and because of that, he lost his job. Either the company got traded, it filed bankruptcy, something happened, and he had to get a new job. That's how it is when you're an employee. You don't have any control. That's the fate of an employee. You can't control your life because you can't control your money, and you need money to be able to control your life because in the world we live in, when you have lots of money coming in, especially when it's automated, you have the resources to do what you want to do. How it works. Now the next thing is someone that's self-employed. They basically own a job. And you can go, by the way, from someone that's employed to self-employed. Someone that's self-employed is a little bit better. Because, all right, I'm going to use my mom, for example, okay? So my mom, she started a business, and she was a counselor for a long time, for I think over 25+ years. She recently started her own practice of being a counselor, right? So because of that, let's say that she needed more clients to talk to. Well, when you're self-employed, she can advertise, she can put herself in different places that bring in customers, and she can do things that drum up business. You have that ability, you have that power when you're self-employed. She can also charge more, right? So she can say, hey, if she wants to start making more money, instead of, let's say her rate's $100 an hour. Instead of $100 an hour, she could say, hey, you know what, I'm going to start charging $125. So she can give herself raises. So you're in more control when you're self-employed. And a lot of people that are self-employed, if they have a passion or something they're good at, or sometimes their job, they can move from self-employed or employed to self-employed. The next thing is the business owner. This is someone that leverages people's time and, I had a brain fart there, and leverages people's time and their skills to make the money. So if my mom wanted to, she could hire 10 counselors. They could all counsel people. She could do a lot of advertising and drum up a lot of business. And then she could make lots and lots of money without having to work because she's leveraging those 10 counselors that she has working for her, their time and their resources. And what you do is once you get through here and you're making a lot of money, then you can become an investor and you can invest in other people's businesses. Mark Cuban did this, right? You hear I made $1 billion. Now he's worth over $3 billion, right? Where he's growing his businesses, but he also has money now to invest in other businesses and to have his money work hard for him. So that's the cash flow quadrant, and that's how you can move through it. Now so what I'm going to say now only applies to people that want to get wealthy, want to get rich, have financial freedom. So if that's not you, there's no reason to keep watching this video. So what I've done is listening, like I've been listening to 2 to 3 hours of self-improvement a day, primarily based on wealth and money-making principles for the last 10 years. I've had mentors, I've gone to seminars, and just owning over 12 businesses, you learn things just kind of being in it. And if you strip away all the junk, if you strip away all the BS, if you strip away all the stuff that doesn't work, you're left with a handful of principles that if you use, you can get wealthy now. Now, you're obviously not going to get wealthy overnight. It's not like you're going to, get rich quick or anything. It's not like a get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that. But basically, if you're going in this direction, you learn a principle that could take 2 to 3 minutes, and it could put you in this direction. Well, a day, a week, a month, a year, or not even a year, but 3 months later, you're going to be a dramatically different position than where you are now. And that's why I created my website. If you go to AaronGoldsten.com, I have lots of principles that are all nuts and bolts that give you principles, mindsets, techniques, and information that you can use now to apply in your life so you can start increasing your wealth and start making money. So if you'd like to have access to that, what you want to do is if you're on your computer, if you're watching this on your laptop, look right below this video. And below this video, you'll see something that says click here and then my website. It's AaronGoldsten.com/success. If you're also on your computer, there should be a thing that pops up on the screen right now that says click here. You can just click here. It'll take you right to that. If you're on your phone, if you just touch the screen, so touch the screen, and somewhere up here there will be an upside, I believe it's an upside down exclamation mark. You can click that. There'll be something that says click here, and it will take you to one of my pages on my website where I'm going to give you free information on a principle you can use to start increasing your wealth. It's completely free. It's not going to cost you anything, but it's one of the things I learned over the past 15 years that you can use to start making some money now and increase your wealth, if that's something you're into. So that's what I got for you guys. My name's Aaron, and I'll talk to you later.